Some of you may be aware of Joe Scarborough from Morning Joe fame, right? Hey, Morning Joe, Joe Scarborough used to be, I think was a congressman, right? He used to be in government, okay? I became aware of Joe Scarborough back when Obama was running. Morning Joe, that was the show. I'd be going off to work. It'd be coming on very early in the morning, and I'd catch a little bit of it maybe while I was getting ready to go to my job, my JOB, right? And, you know, he was a Republican, or he is a Republican. And the reason why I got mixed up there and called him was a Republican, because he went on the Colbert at Night show, and him and Mika Brzezinski, I think his wife, did they get married yet? I don't keep track of that type of stuff. You know, I got enough keeping track of my own life. I don't keep track of people getting married, divorced, unless it's really big news because of it. But anyway, they were on the Colbert Report last night, and Joe Scarborough made an announcement. Joe Scarborough and Mika Brzezinski on a tour of talking shit about Donald Trump, and they made a stop at the Late Show with Stephen Colbert on Tuesday night. The big news of the evening was that Scarborough announced he's officially leaving the Republican Party. He also condemned Trump's campaign promises to institute a Muslim ban and Trump's comments about District Court Judge Gonzalo P. Curiel. This might read as more momentous if Scarborough had said these things at the time and left the party then. All right. Very scathing of Joe Scarborough. A lot of people are, right? Republicans tend to be, they check one another for how well they uphold conservative values. This is something that's not really present as much in the Democratic Party. In fact, if you check another Democrat on how much do they uphold their liberal policies or their liberal ideals, you get called a Trump supporter. After covering news day and night, over 2,000 videos in a little over 4 years, I can tell you the ideologies are totally different, and also the way they do business is different. Scarborough says this: "It was disturbing through the entire campaign. In February, when he talked about David Duke and pretended he didn't know who David Duke was and didn't know what the Ku Klux Klan did. You didn't have Republicans coming out saying, I can never support Donald Trump because he's a racist. They had 1,000 other excuses why. Until now, Trump has always been in on the joke on his own persona. Now, however, he's over his head. Guess those years of pushing the racist and vile birther movement were just a big joke that got out of hand." Also announced by Joe Scarborough was the fact that he is going to go independent. Yes, he's going to go independent, ladies and gentlemen. Independent. You know, she's going to join the ranks of Bernie Sanders as an independent. There are numerous. There are other independents out there. A lot of independents. In fact, most of the country is neither Republican nor Democrat. So he's actually joining the largest segment of American populace right now by not being in the Democratic Party or the Republican Party. So basically, that's my homie now because he's like me because I'm in neither. Just, you know, thought I'd add that out. But also, there's the thing that he did that I thought was kind of funny. Joe Scarborough announced that he's going to be launching an album. Yes, he's a troubadour that's anti-Trump. He's a troubadour. And he says he's always loved music. He's always wanted to do that. So he's moving towards that lane of his life. I don't know if he's going to continue the Morning Joe show. I think he will. Probably pays very well. It's always pays a lot to spew propaganda. But this is what I want people to think about. Am I the only one who's a little skeptical that any of this shit that's going on makes any sense other than to make money? Am I the only one that sees the correlation between the back and forth public display between Donald Trump, Mika Brzezinski, and Joe Scarborough that led us up to this moment? Would that make me a conspiracy theorist because I think maybe these things are related? I mean, you don't have to be a mathematician to add 1 + 1 and get 2. Do you really believe that Joe Scarborough had no intention to get all of the spotlight that he's been getting, beefing with Trump publicly, after being one of the strongest advocates for Trump throughout the campaign? Folks, do you remember Mika Brzezinski and Joe Scarborough were besties with Trump throughout his campaign? Maybe Trump paid them back a little bit by giving them some of that media attention that only Trump knows how to grab. Am I the only one who thinks this way, or am I just screwed up? It could be a little of both. Maybe I'm a little paranoid, or maybe I just have a bullshit detector that always works. Also, another fun fact, Mika Brzezinski just scored a big book deal. Yeah, great book deal. 6 figures plus. So, all of that, oh no, he said she had a facelift stuff, which isn't the worst thing for someone to say. Hell, we've been making fun of Little Kim's facelift for 10 years. I didn't see a crowd of feminists running out to defend Little Kim's facelift when people made jokes and records about it. Trump makes a tweet about it and the whole world loses its collective shit. Recognize when you are being played. And if you won't recognize it, at least be suspicious like me.